BBC Scotland can reveal that RAF Kinloss in Moray is to be the focus of a new investigation into radioactive contamination linked to the use of glow-in-the-dark paint used in Second World War aircraft. The Scottish Environment Protection Agency has already threatened to designate Dalgety Bay in Fife as radioactive contaminated land. But it's now just one of a total of 9 sites across Scotland under scrutiny. Our environment correspondent David Miller is here. David.
Sally, radioactive contamination has been the cause of concern at Dalgety Bay since 1990. But there could be problems at many other sites across the country, including RAF Kinloss, RAF Machrihanish, Royal Marine Condor near Arbroath, and the former Defence Aviation Repair Agency site at Amond Bank outside Perth. Then there's land at Stirling Forthside, although clean-up work there has already taken place. We know there are 3 other sites under investigation too. Their locations haven't been officially revealed. And this evening it's RAF Kinloss, which is the focus of concern. The war is won, and instead of building fighter aircraft, Britain has to scrap huge numbers of planes, suddenly surplus to requirements. More than 1,000 ended up here at RAF Kinloss. Their compasses and dials were coated in paint containing radium, but the aircraft were simply bashed, burned and buried. Documents we've obtained reveal the Ministry of Defence has known about the potential dangers of radioactive contamination at RAF Kinloss for many years. Crucially, they also show that contamination could extend well beyond the base itself. One site outside RAF Kinloss is described as the location of aircraft dismantling, with potential human health and environmental risks. Could this be it? Aircraft parts clearly visible today on land no longer within the airbase.
It's very clear that here we have another case where we need absolute transparency from the MOD, particularly if it is the case that we're talking about land that's been sold off and no longer belongs to the MOD.
The MOD has already faced criticism over its failure to keep records of radium-contaminated sites.
The problem is if it's disturbed. For instance, if you're redeveloping a site, and lots of airfields have been redeveloped, you're then putting in foundations. It's then that you can actually bring this material to the surface and in contact with people.
We've learned that radium-contaminated material was removed from land to the north of the airbase in 2004.
There seems to be an absence of records of where material was deposited and where it's been placed. We need to look at that, and we need to look at the assessments that have been done by the MOD.
The foreshore at Dalgety Bay remains sealed off, regularly checked by scientists searching for radioactive particles. So could these scenes be repeated at Kinloss? Well, the Ministry of Defence insists RAF Kinloss is considered suitable for its current use, but it hasn't commented on the possibility that land out with the base is contaminated. Many questions remain, and tonight the Scottish Government is writing to the Defence Secretary to demand answers. Sally.
Thanks, David. And you can see more on that story in this week.